Stackis Hotel in Blackpool for the Embassy World 8-Ball Pool Championships for 1999. We're down to the semi-final stages in the men's competition, and already one semi-final has been decided. Let's take a look. It's Carl Morris, the world champion in the shock, against Terry Hunt. Carl Morris out 10-9 in a very intense affair. Terry Hunt deservedly through, third time lucky. He's been in two other semi-finals, but finally he's got through to the final. And coming up, it's Quinten Hann of Australia against the young Frenchman, Yannick Beaufils. And a lot of people have been looking forward to this, both fans and players. Here to enjoy it with me is one of the players, Tony Holgate, and we are looking forward to this one, aren't we?
Yeah, it's going to be a great international contest. You've got Yannick Beaufils from France, first Frenchman ever to get a semi-final World Championships. Quinten Hann, first Australian.
Neither player has gone this far. There's going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, the pressure out there will be intense. I've played in the World semi-final, and you know, you can cut the atmosphere with a knife.
How would you look at each of their games? Because they're very different in style, and yet they're both attacking players.
That's right. Yannick, it takes a little bit longer at the table, but he does like to play the attacking game. Quinten Hann, he likes to get in there, bang the balls in, fire up the crowd. He's a great character.
All right, well, let's take a look at how both these players got through and take a look at what they've done in their careers. Starting with Quinten Hann, just 22. In fact, it's his birthday today, so he will love nothing more than to try and make the final if he can on his birthday. Bit of a snooker player as well, 26 in the world currently, and his achievements so far have been in the game of snooker. A quarter-finalist in the Grand Prix in '98, in '97, in the Thailand Open, and of course, a world under-21 snooker champion back in 1994. His opponent is just 20 years of age from Lyon, Yannick Beaufils, and his career details are 1997 French champion. So he hasn't done a great deal, but the French are talking this man up. Eric Lacoste, who's been in the studio and been in the commentary box, says a great deal about this man, thinks he's got a lot of future, and in fact, the future of the game is looking pretty good when two youngsters like this are playing the way they are.
That's right, the world of pool now has some exciting young talent coming through. It's making me feel old, Jonathan, but they are fantastic players.
We think you've got a few years left in you yet, Tony Holgate. Let's go down now to Estelle Matthews. She's with Yannick Beaufils.
Yes, I'm with the flamboyant Frenchman, looking cool, calm and collected behind me. Yannick, how have you prepared for this semi-final?
Yes, today I practiced 2 hours. I don't know if it will enough to play well, but we'll see.
We will see. Now you're up against the awesome Aussie, aren't you? What do you feel like playing Quinten?
He impressed me last year, and all the players. It's the man. All the players want to beat him, and I hope I play the best game I can play.
Thank you very much. See what I mean about calm looking? He doesn't seem to be shaken at all about him. Anyway, back to you in the studio, Jonathan.
Thank you, Estelle. Yeah, it's a very good point, that, and you mentioned it earlier, that he is a very cool, he takes his time, but he's a cool player, isn't he? He doesn't seem to show any of the pressure. Certainly in his match against, you know, in the early stages, he didn't really show any signs of pressure.
That's right, Jonathan. I was very impressed with him against Lee Kendall, because Lee Kendall's one of the top players in the game. And I thought, well, maybe you'll see a bit of nerves from him, but he didn't hold himself together well.
Quinten Hann, though, is as cool as a cucumber. He's with Estelle Matthews right now.
Thanks, Jonathan. Well, first of all, I have promised him a birthday kiss, so... How do you feel? You're as calm as Yannick, aren't you?
I feel great now. No, I'm really looking forward to this match, especially after getting through my last match. It was a bit of a struggle, and yeah, I'm full of confidence now.
What kind of game do you think Yannick's going to play today?
Hopefully not as good as he did the last match, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to go out and play the balls. I played well in my last game, so hopefully I'll just play the same.
Fully practiced up and rested?
Definitely.
Okay, well, good luck to you. So there you go, back to you in the studio, Jonathan.
Thanks, Estelle. Well, if he didn't have any worries before, he got a kiss, a birthday kiss from Estelle. Not everybody's got that.
That's right, yeah. I bet he's over the moon with that.
How's this one going to go?
I'd have to favour Quinten Hann because he has been on the top stage at snooker. You know, he's used to the big atmosphere. Yannick Beaufils, if he settles early, he's got a shout, but he has to get in early, I feel.
Well, one thing I can tell you is that both these men are hungry for the title. Both these men play attacking games, and both these men have pulled off some of the most astonishing shots of the tournament so far. Let's meet them again with your MC, Alan Hughes.
Thank you, Jonathan. And first we welcome a young Frenchman full of courage and self-belief with a rock-solid game that has stood up magnificently to all the pressures of a world event, and no one can deny him the chance to become the first Frenchman to reach an Embassy World Final. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome, please, for Yannick Beaufils. And his opponent, the pride and passion of Australia, are now favourite to take the title after his brilliant last gasp win over highly rated Darren Appleton in the semi-final. A terrific entertainer, he is compulsive viewing. Ladies and gentlemen, into the semi-final, the exciting young hitman. Will you welcome, please, Quinten Hann.
No, you haven't picked the right numbers in the lottery. You're just lucky enough to have the best seat in the house for the best act in town. The flamboyant Australian Quinten Hann against the surprise package of this year's 1999 Embassy Whirlpool Championship. The man breaking off at the moment, young Yannick Beaufils from France. And what a semi-final lineup this is. Down goes the yellow. Happy to be joined in the comm box, and as I have throughout this championship. Certainly when one of the French contingent is out there by Eric Lacaze, and beside him, former England team manager Alan Bartlett. And gentlemen, welcome. We've got it all right in front of us right here.
Welcome, Jim. I think I'll let Eric have the honour of this first visit, as it were. The red balls look all there. What do you think, Eric?
30 seconds. I think that Yannick will go for the reds for the first game. And I'm not surprised he's going for an attacking game.
Red balls in play.
How important is it, Eric, for Yannick to get a good start? He's shown us incredible temperament. His quarterfinal win over Lee Kendall, from 5-3 in front, pegged back to 5 each. That's when he produced his best stuff.
Yes, he played really well in semi-final, but now it's another game, it's another opponent, and Yannick is still confident in his in himself, and he's going to play his game with no complex at all. You have nothing to prove now. You've reached a really, really nice point of this tournament, the semis, and he can go further if he play well.
Well, we all know that pressure can manifest itself from inside, and if he alleviates that, who's to say, Alan?
Yes, I hear what Eric's got to say. He's got nothing to lose. He's second favourite for this match, that's for sure. But I just wonder what will happen if he does get in front and the winning line comes close and the world final beckons. And that's what we'll really see if Yannick Beaufils is up to it.
I think he did very good break, and he's got a pretty table, and if he go on with it, he can surely lead 1-0. Just have to take his time and try to do shot after shot and clear it.
Yes, well, he's now got the red ball into the top right-hand corner, and so long as he makes this, you'd expect it to be 1-0. Little bit short, really, with the white. He should have been leaving it so he could put the red into the centre pocket.
Big pot, this one, at such an early stage. Can those nerves possibly have settled? Answered with a punctuation mark. Another look at it. That'll do his confidence the world of good.
I'm not surprised by his start, because when he plays, usually he's always directly in the game, very quickly, you know.
If you watch the style there of Yannick Beaufils, you'll see that a lot of the English team, Quinten Hann, they're stunning, screwing the white ball about. This young Frenchman likes to roll the balls in. So long as you're at the middle of those pockets, it doesn't matter which style you use.
The 8 to open accounts here in the semi-final. Down it goes, and Yannick Beaufils has taken the first frame. He leads Quinten Hann from Australia by 1-0.
Second frame, Quinten Hann's break, 1 frame to 0.
The birthday boy from Australia breaks off, 1-0 behind. He's looking to try and eliminate that from his future breaks off. The cue ball flew into the corner pocket. And look at the reds.
Well, I think Yannick may be better off to take the yellow balls even.
Yes, because I see immediately a red on the right cushion. And we've got 5 yellows, so it's just near this red, and to get a position on this red is really, really tight.
There's also a difficult red on the left side cushion. So there are 2 red balls, one very difficult, and one which is going to be a little more difficult to pot. Well, Eric, he's not listening to you and he's not listening to me. Going straight up the side cushion.
Red ball's in play.
But that is a very good shot, because you can go cushion first and even leave it in front of the pocket. But you have to make sure to make it in front of the pocket and not in. Otherwise, it could be very, very dangerous.
A little harder, and the finish would have been on. But he has slightly opened that red, if only marginally. And he certainly wasn't a long way from being on it.
The only catastrophe here will be if he pots this ball. If he pots this and sits behind the yellow, like that, then you're in catastrophe.
Good shout, Alan. Could have played that with a little less pace to ensure it didn't drop.
Well, I don't think he's going to out-pot Quinten, and I think he should have taken the yellows. As Eric suggested, he could have potted a yellow and then he could have rolled one over this bottom right-hand pocket. Just bought a little time, because the Australian is going to out-pot nearly any player in this competition. He's got to use his guile and use all he knows about the game of pool.
You can see the red anyway, like he can go to make the safety shot.
Come on.
And leaving the Aussies with 4 yellow balls down the cushion.
Well, you have to ask yourself, as Quinten Hann surveys the lay of the land here, that how much guile can he have over Quinten Hann? He's only 20 years old, young Yannick Beaufils.
30 seconds.
But this, the Australian's first real opportunity to get his hand on the table, get a feel for the conditions, the speed, and the atmosphere.
Well, that's not very clever. I think that yellow ball would have potted and nudged some out, and I think he's give Yannick a chance.
Yeah, because I believe that Yannick now can see the top left red and can go for the clearance again.
I'm not sure he can see that one, Eric, but I think he can see the one in the centre of the table to pot into the top left-hand corner.
Yeah, you're right.
Still, this young man surprises with nerves of steel.
It's amazing. It's just that gentle roll into them corner pockets. It's not stunning, not screwing them about. We saw it again there. We haven't seen him miss a pot yet. He's gone out of position once, but he's doing everything right. Very gentle back arm on the cue there. And as far as the crowd are concerned, and as far as we're concerned, this is just what we needed. We were afraid Quinten got off to a quick start, and the match would be out of reach. And now it's going to be 2-0 to Yannick, and it's all there to look forward to.
The 8 again, down for the Frenchman, and what a dream start for Yannick Beaufils.
So Beaufils 2-0 ahead, and Tony Holgate here in the studio, you said if Yannick can settle early, and that's exactly what he's done, it'll help him a lot.
Yeah, I said he didn't stand a chance unless he could get in early. He's done just that. He's 2-0 up. He's got to be feeling great out there.
Quinten Hann, by his own admittance, doesn't like to get into a tactical game, and that was a little bit tactical, wasn't it? And he probably didn't do the right shot, did he?
No, he's a little unlucky. He tried to tuck in behind the yellows. The cue just grazed the last yellow and left Yannick a chance. But no, he doesn't like the tactical game, Quinten.
You said it yourself. Quinten Hann likes to come from behind. This is his chance now. He's 2-0 down. He won't be fazed by this too much, will he?
No, well, he's been in this position before against Darren Appleton and come back every time against him.
OK, then, 2-0 to the Frenchman. Let's go back to the commentary team.
Well, the French machine, as this gentleman will soon be known, all set to break off here. Tutti fac. That's what Eric Lacaze says. Pot the ball.
Red ball potted. Sorry, correction, yellow ball potted. You're ready. 30 seconds.
Looks like a little bit of room there. Reds will pass. He struck this well, but fully intended to block that pocket completely.
The only possibility is that one red is blocking the other. Well, it's very tight. I think the red nearest the yellow may just pass. I was quite surprised to see Yannick take the yellows there, but there wasn't an easy red. I think that's why. Well, surely Quinten's not going to play this plant.
Well, obviously, he's got the courage. We know he's got the confidence.
Yes, but it's not getting any easier, because if he plays the plant next time, the red ball is going to shoot off towards this bottom cushion.
It's really not an easy clearance, but I believe that Quinten want to come back as soon as possible in the game, and he's got the chance to be on the table. And I believe he's going to make ball on ball and to carry on in the clearance.
Yes, I think he's going to play this plant very firmly, Eric, and try and fly the red ball across the table so that it goes in the bottom left-hand corner. He'll stun the white ball so it stays on this right-hand side cushion. And there we have it. And it's played with perfection. Still not easy, though. It's not going to be easy to get up the table from this.
$30 seconds.
Well, he was a tram journey away from that one.
30 seconds.
Well, I'll just quickly translate that, hopefully, Eric. And if what you said is these early frames will count in the later tally, that makes perfect sense.
It's not very much that keeps me quiet, but I was flabbergasted with it all. And if you watch him, he strikes the centre of this white ball and he rolls these balls in. You know, it's working for him, isn't it? The difficult shot's going to be this yellow ball at the bottom of the table.
I believe that he's going to lose one visit on it. Take the red out.
And he may have to change now, Eric. He may be forced to use the first yellow off the side cushion and move the red, but I think there's a chance that this yellow may even pot off the cushion, off the red and into the corner.
That's it.
Could work out well.
Yes, and put the red and the cushion. And he's still got the table.
And the Australian crowd are a little bit stunned by this, Jim.
Noticeably quiet. And for good reason. Their champion is in serious danger of falling 3-0 down.
And he's played that shot very well because he's now got the choice. He can play the yellow into the centre, which takes the pressure away. He doesn't have to land on that last ball perfectly. Let's see which he chooses. Eric's pointing towards that centre pocket. Knows Yannick's game. He'll definitely take that, he said.
He keep always security of a ball in the pocket and 3 reds just behind. Just have to get a position.
And that's what I meant by the guile. Use everything he knows about the game. Keep it simple. Give yourself a safety valve. Keep the pressure off. Oh dear.
Anywhere but there. He had the line, just overhit it. The cue ball staying on this line right there would have afforded the opportunity to pot that 8 into the center, but the pace just a little too heavy.
Well, there was just no need for that. It was a little bit silly. Anywhere in this corner, give yourself a chance. And now he's got to pull out the double. Well, he's a long way away from that.
Well, to fail from that opportunity with 2 visits when he stepped in could be psychologically damaging. Still down to Quinten Hann to apply the boots to this one.
And I think Quinten can pot the ball over the pocket, screwed up down the side of the red, and nudge the other red over the middle. And he's...
"30 seconds.
Looking at the other option. Well, I'm not sure that was the right shot. It's now a difficult shot to get onto the last red.
He's got a tough shot to come back on the last red, and we'll have a tough shot to go back and get a position for the black.
Well, this game's back in the lap of the gods. First of all, it looked like Yannick Beaufils. Then it looked like Quinten Hann. And now get the coins out your pocket and give them a toss, because it could go either way. He's missed that by a long way.
It almost looks like he's given a big pocket. But Quinten Hann.
Well, not quite. I don't think that's going to do that, but all Yannick has to do is get the bag. Just make sure he covers this pocket. He'll be dropping this in dead weight. Can't afford this black ball to rattle and come out the jaws. It's not an easy shot.
30.
Too hard, I think. It's just held the knuckle. Looks okay. Shaking his head.
Well, this is close. Almost looks like that red can be forced in there. Very difficult to say. It's so close.
I think it will depend where the white is. On the place the white is, I believe that the red can go in.
Well, Quinten doesn't. He's left the pot. Yannick can just strike off the knuckle and just drop the white in.
Time out, please.
Or even the black in.
Oh, I believe he can touch the
Fine,
black
Yannick.
easily. And even if he stay there, what you suppose Quinten could do after?
Unless he's unlucky enough to leave it straight onto a pocket.
Down goes the 8, and Yannick Beaufils is now 3-0 ahead of a match that many didn't think he could survive.
4 frame, Quinten Hann to break. Trading 3 frames to 0.
The pressures are going to start to turn on the Australian. And once again, doesn't want a ball from the break.
Open time.
Frame 4, and Hann still not solved the mystery of getting a ball off the break.
And the yellow balls look very well positioned. Can slot this one between the two reds. Does it look like it pass?
$30 seconds.
The reds are in nice position as well.
Yes, but there's one loose red at the top of the table. It's always awkward to get up onto that ball. There's also one red on the left-hand side of the table. It looks like Yannick's just going to cover up.
Well, that's the second time, same pocket. The pot was not intended.
Yes, I agree with that. He didn't play to pot that, but as he played it in such a way that you can still see the red at the top of the table.
$30 seconds.
Well, there you can clearly see he can get through to that red. Not bothered. Well, why should he be when he can pull up pots like that? Great shot. This had to pull that white away from the corner pocket so the in-off wasn't on.
Well, he's now going to have to play this red ball at the top of the table. And he needs to get the white ball back in the center of the table, in this area that Jim's going to show you in a second.
30 seconds.
He's got to get the white ball there so he can drop on the red ball to the left-hand bottom corner. That's a beautiful shot. That is a fantastic shot.
Again, played with a lot of side, slow bottom to kill the pace of the white, and stay on that line to leave the red bottom left.
And one of the toughest shots on these tables is to play a ball with that much drag. You're so far away, it's so easy to miscontrol the white ball.
And I believe that now actually the position he's got can make him having another position for the red down on the left cushion.
Out of position.
And now he must find a way to make it difficult for Quinten Hann. He's 3-0 down. He doesn't want to just leave him with 7 balls in the center of the table. A white ball in the center of the table. Perhaps he should be trickling this white ball down towards the bottom left-hand corner. Leave it down near this pocket.
30 seconds.
That's where we think the white ball should end, and sure enough it does.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, let's go. Yellow ball's in play.
You can see the encouraging shouts for Quinten Hann. from a strong Australian contingent that's made the long trek here to the UK. Ladies individuals, men's teams. There's a lot of support, even though he's a long way from home.
30 seconds.
He's looking where to leave the white ball, Quinten. Lots of choices. Perhaps the top end of the table would be better. He's got a yellow up there. He may have left the red through the gap. He may have left the double. A lot better to have played the yellow at the top. Certainly can.
Well, if he knocks this double in, guaranteed to land on the other red.
I must agree with Alan when he said to put the white down.
Come on, come on.
The table, up the table, because even if Yannick would have seen red, the shot will have been very difficult, and either you have to find a position to carry on.
Well, as it happens, Yannick's played probably the worst shot he's played up to now in the match. He's missed the red ball by a long way. He needed to get it near that pocket. It would have been a good block ball. And this is what Quinten needed.
Come on, Mike, come on.
This is where we expect him to excel. Clearing the balls up. Once again, a poor shot, mind you. This isn't going to be easy.
Yes, you don't want to have to go to the well once too often. At 3-0 down, he's far from flying. Made that one look easy.
Well, he's definitely gone the scenic route on this finish.
Come on.
Supposedly the yellow ball. He's having a look. It definitely passes into the bottom right. Don't think it passes into the bottom left. Well, he has got the angle.
That's a great shot. He knew he had to play it with force to get that cue ball the opposite side of the table. And this is tonic for an ailing Quinten Hann. He's taken his first frame of the semifinal. He still trails Yannick Beaufils by 3 frames to 1 in the race to 10.
He thinks Australian sinks Australian, sinking some excellent pots there by Quinten Hann. And you said it, a brilliant shot there to get him back into it, under pressure as well.
The actual position play of the shot is fantastic. I mean, you see the cue ball coming down there. First thoughts I thought, has he got enough on there? But you see, it just comes past the black, perfect position for the yellow. Super shot.
He needed it too, though. He couldn't have gone 4-0 down. His head would have gone down, surely.
I mean, 3-0 down, and he's really looking up against it. He needed that frame just to settle himself into the atmosphere, you know, of the semi-final.
All right, so Quinten Hann is on the board, but Yannick Beaufils is playing extremely well at the moment, and he's at the table to break off.
Yannick Beaufils in frame number 5. Yellow into the center. There really is no answer for it. What makes a break-off work and what doesn't? But right now, Yannick has it working.
Red ball's nominated.
And 3-1 in front. If he can keep the Australian in his chair.
Red ball's in play.
When he took out Lee Kendall, the world-ranked #1 player in the quarterfinals,
Timeout.
his order was tall, facing Quinten Hann, a player who many felt was going to make his mark on the world of pool here this week.
Time running.
Not many people gave Yannick a chance. They felt that lightning had already struck, but could it strike twice? They just forgot to tell Yannick.
And so good was the break from Yannick. He had the choice of either colour. And if you ask how many shots in front these pool players are thinking, I suggest Yannick's thinking about 6 shots in front from this break. He's already decided which shot he's going to play before the black. It's the red ball on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side cushion just before the middle. He's going to clear up the other 4 balls, the one at the bottom end, up the top for them 3, then pop the red down the side cushion and the black in the middle.
I think he's going for exactly what you said. Clear the 3 reds now in the middle of the table and finish by the red on the white cushion. And after an easy black.
And the 20-year-old from France certainly brought a lot of support too as he goes through his motions here. Quite a few made it across the channel. France getting stronger and stronger every year. This is the best that any Frenchman has ever done in the singles events, and he might be a pioneer of things to come.
Now the shot which Yannick was looking at straight from the break after the first shot, to just roll this red ball in and put the black in the centre.
And that is another break clearance. That's a second frame.
Break and finish, second time for Yannick Beaufils. And he is looking every bit a champion out there.
6th frame. Quinten Hann to break. Trailing 4 frames to 1.
Quinten Hann already in a situation of significant urgence.
Red ball potted.
Red off the break. First time for him in the semifinal. 4-1 behind. Broke from the opposite end of the table. Very noticeable. Moving that white around, trying to find the equation for a successful break.
Seconds. Come on, quick.
Good shot here. Raised butt of the cue.
Yes, but the one fault that we saw in Quinten's game, he was superlative in his quarter-final match. Well, 2 if you like. One was he didn't pop balls from the break. The other one was that he has got a tendency to nudge the balls around. An 8-ball pull, the players try not to do that. If the balls all pass, they try to leave them where they are and just go in between them. There we see another ball nudged, and he ties up the red ball.
I'm not sure that Quinten Hann is really confident on his shot on his pool today, because that is a 6th frame. On the 5 first frame, he made some bad shots he's not used to.
Well, let's back up just a bit for a second and again recount what happened to Lee Kendall in the quarterfinals. When you're playing someone like Yannick, who's a bit of a surprise package, as we said, it can't be easy. You've got to make yourself good favorite in your mind, and you've got to play your own game. And as you said, he's struggling out there right now, Eric, and it's down to him to get it right. No one can shoot these balls for him, but this is a terrific finish he's showing us right now.
And it appears this red ball does pot.
Come on.
8-ball knocked into the left center. Confirmation that Quinten Hann has just notched up his second frame of the semifinal. It's 4-2 to the Frenchman Yannick Beaufils.
7th frame, Yannick Beaufils to break, leading 4 frames to 2.
Up 4 frames to 2. Yannick Beaufils will be breaking off, and there's Quinten Hann starting to feel a little more confident now, out of his chair, ready for his turn, should it come. And it does.
Come on. Open table.
I think he must have seen the video of that shot because he was up ready to play. I don't think he thought the ball was going to go in.
Well, it's difficult to ascertain exactly which one he wants to, which color he wants to attack here, because yellows and reds share a couple awkward balls.
There's little doubt in my mind he'll take the yellows. Well, there was doubt he'd play that shot. I thought he'd just drop that in the yellow and play the yellow in, up the top right-hand cushion. You must get rid of them balls up the cushions. That yellow stranded over there. And he may have an angle off this yellow into the centre to get on that bad ball.
A lot of cue power here.
We might be saying now that Quinten's struggling, but such is his power and potting. In 10 minutes' time, he could string together a run of 4 frames. He's just that kind of player. And here we have the angle to drop on the bad ball, perhaps. No, he's still keeping that yellow. Perhaps you can explain that to me, Jim. I don't understand it. This yellow ball on the right-hand side cushion, why is he leaving it so long?
Well, it is in the open, Alan. And Quinten, as you suggested, he's such a confident potter, he can feel at any time he can drop onto that and slot it down the cushion.
And he obviously realizes the yellow ball's over the bottom left-hand pocket, so he can pot that one and just drop on the other yellow.
Well, he's going to want to weave a path between the two reds and take the cue ball the right-hand side of the table right now.
The path's there.
Right, come on, man.
In so doing, leaving that yellow over the bottom left to be able to get on the black. So all he's got to do now is concentrate on this yellow, the one that you talked about 3 or 4 shots ago, Alan.
He can't just drop it in there because he could snooker himself. He'll have to play it with a little bit of force.
That is a cracking clearance. I missed nothing and always get a position for the next yellow. I was thinking about the next one.
Well, this is more like the Quinten Hann that a lot of people have come to see. And that is as good a finish as you're going to see. 2 frames on the trot, and he's right back in it at 4-3 behind.
8th frame, Quinten Hann to break, trailing 4 frames, 3.
At 3-4, Quinten Hann breaking off now. Got a ball in his last break, and he got one here. problem is, wasn't a yellow or a red.
Foul, 1 visit, open table. 30 seconds.
Still, you do get the feeling in seeing the last 2 frames and the way that Quinten Hann
Yellow ball's in play.
has produced some form again. He's starting to fancy it, and I wonder if Yannick Beaufils starts to understand that. Good opener, but I think this is a very important moment.
Yannick knows that Quinten got good harm now because he cleared two frames in a row.
30 seconds.
And now he's going to take his time and go for his clearance slowly but surely, because he's got a very good opportunity with the yellows.
Well, whatever happens in the rest of this match, he's 4-3 up at the moment, and he's only 20 years of age. We're going to hear a lot more about this young Frenchman.
Yes, and they know that already. He's a former European champion, or is he a former European champion and a French champion as well?
Yes, he was part of the team in the European Championship when we won it, and he was French champion in 1997 and number 1 in the ranking in France in 1996.
So he's got a pedigree.
He's going to have a lot bigger pedigree if he wins this match.
And the loser of this match would be guaranteed £2,500. He's missed the yellow. You just got the feeling that because Quinten Hann was starting to play better, there are so many subtleties in the game of pool.
Make sure that mobile phone is turned off, please.
And I think you were just witness to one of them.
Yes, but it's still difficult for Quinten. It's not going to be easy. There's a red ball at the top of the table. At the bottom of the table, I should say. It's getting late. And the only thing I can see from Quinten, if he's going to go game, is he's going to have to slide the red ball on the left-hand side cushion all the way to this bottom cushion and pot it off the yellow. And he looks like he's had a little good fortune there. He's missed the pot and he's tied the yellow up over the centre.
Yes, but still, we haven't seen a lot of misses, open pot misses like that from Quinten Hann in this tournament.
Well, I'm not so sure that yellow ball will pass into that centre pocket. And that ain't going to make it any easier.
Well, in removing this yellow, which none of us thought he was going to do because that was protecting the pocket and the red there. Now he's almost forced his own hand.
Well, what he's looking at, I think, is to play the yellow, which is in the loose, and swing the white ball across the table, bang the 2 reds onto the yellow and put it in the middle. And a double somersault to finish, I think.
Foul. Come on. 2 visits.
Well, he's obviously touched the reds, queuing over them.
Q feather the red.
Have a look. Well, certainly difficult to tell there. That doesn't show us anything, but the referee is right on the spot. 2 visits to Quinten Hann.
Well, that is a shot.
Second visit.
And another loose shot. And as luck would have it, he's landed on this red in such a way, he gets another go at it, or he can drop behind the red on the left cushion. Be better to drop behind this one, I think.
Well, he's absolutely perfect on the two awkward reds. What a middle knuckle that might prove to be. Obviously intended to dislodge the one red on the left cushion, but look where he's landed on the two reds next to the yellow.
I think that's a blessing for Yannick. I think Yannick's got to hope he takes these reds now, because if he takes them before he takes the bad red on the side cushion and he does make a mess up, Yannick could steal the frame. If he leaves these two red balls there and just knocks the bad red ball out, it's going to be very difficult for Yannick. And I think that's why Quinten's took this one out and not the inside one out. He's missed that one.
But obviously, he's not left the yellow. So even though he's looking a bit dejected, good chance he's going to get another one in this, the 8th frame.
Maybe a snooker.
Yeah, but I think he can go to cut it thin in the left middle pocket and then carry on for the clearance. Just have to take care to his white.
Well, he's down quickly. You're probably right. It looks very tight.
That was the red he needed.
And now the yellow ball's open over the centre, but so are the last 3 red balls. And we're not expecting Quinten to miss from here.
Well, he spotted Yannick Beaufils the first 3 frames, and now they're dead even at 4 frames apiece.
Well, Quinten Hann has settled down, and that's the sort of play we expected from him at the start of this competition. And it's looking much more interesting now at 4-all, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, it's a great fight back by Quinten. I don't think I really doubted him that he was going to come back, because he's, you know, he's that type of player. He was behind against Darren Appleton in his quarter-final.
Are you totally convinced, though, that he's altogether in terms of his shot play? Because he's still missing a few shots, isn't he?
He is. He's missing a lot of long pots. He did against Darren, and, you know, it's surprising, you know, because he's a professional snooker player, that he misses long balls. You know, I think he should pump them up the rail, bang them in the pockets, but no, he is missing 1 or 2.
Well, he seems to be settling down, and Quinten Hann has still got that smile on his face when it comes to playing. Yannick Beaufils, he's certainly got a lot of competition. This is going to be close. 4-all at the moment. Let's get back to the action with our commentary team.
Beaufils breaking now. And there must be a world of thoughts going through his mind, and none of them positive.
Open time.
Quinten Hann, as Tony Holgate was saying, is a snooker professional, ranked 26th in the world, but he was telling me when I got here earlier this week that this is his best game. Ominous words for the rest of the competitors in this event, or any future one for that matter.
He's obviously a brilliant cueman. To say he spent a lot of the time playing snooker over the last few years, he starts to play a lot of this game, he's going to get even better and even better. We see a few tactical errors, but there's no doubt in his potting.
Well, in talking to him in the hotel lobby, he also enjoys it because he doesn't feel like he has to totally dedicate himself to playing the game and practicing as most snooker professionals do. Sounds like he's not the most dedicated of pros. But his mother owns a billiard club back in Melbourne, and that's where he plays out of. And there are more of these tables than there are snooker tables. This is a very big game in Australia.
And it's going to be no smaller if he wins this world title.
Red in, but almost came back onto the surface of the table. A la Lee Kendall.
In tonight's game, just have now to get 2 red and to find a position to take the 5-4 lead. And I'm not believing he's going to make that because seems his arm now to be warm and ready for good clearance.
It took 9 frames. But finally, Quinten Hann, the 22-year-old Australian, has his nose in front. He leads Yannick Beaufils by 5 frames to 4. For me, the break shot sets the frame up. Not necessarily the most important. You've got to get that 8-ball. That's the one that counts. Like having a long drive in golf. It can make the hole very easy. Another look at it right here. And the yellow down, red down. The yellows might well be the ball of choice here, but you can see Quinten when he gets one. Emphatic.
Ball's in play.
And yellows, in fact, are the ball of choice.
Well, bearing in mind he's already beaten Darren Appleton, and he's in front of Yannick Beaufils in the semi-final, and he's hardly potted a ball from the break. I hate to think what he'd do to people if he starts to pot them. I think we could pass the trophy out now, Jim.
Well, Terry Hunt may still have something to say about that. That's who the winner of this match will face in the all-important final. Quinten Hann seems to have weathered everything that Yannick Beaufils has thrown at him and kept his smile and swagger throughout. Very game at the outset. Led 4-1, 3-0 in fact, taking the opening 3 frames. But since then, it's been all Quinten Hann. And there's the man, without a doubt the most interested spectator in the crowd there, Terry Hunt from Sheffield. He'll be opposing the winner of the semifinal. Quinten Hann is in cruise control.
I think that Quinten now has got his rhythm of playing, and he can't stop pocketing the ball. And that is going to be an hard stuff for my colleague on the French team.
That's just a terrible affliction where you can't stop potting the ball.
I'm pursued that to win a game, even a game or a frame, you have to go on the table. But if you can't reach the table of your opponents, don't let you go.
Disappears, and Quinten Hann, Eric, I apologize, but Quinten Hann has just slotted another one on his side of the score sheet, now leading by 2, and he's won 5 frames on the spin. The final yellow didn't look like it had a full pocket, but no dangers. But he is such a sure cueist. No movement whatsoever as that Q-tip goes through the cue ball.
11th frame, Yannick will face the break, trailing 6 frames to 4.
Well, we saw Yannick Beaufils perform at his best when Lee Kendall fired back at him in the quarterfinals. He's got to call on all the reserves to do the very same thing to Quinten Hann here.
I think that now Yannick's got the same problem as Quinten yesterday, that he can't pocket a ball when he breaks. And that is going to be a really very hard affair for him, because if he can't pocket a ball, he'll leave Quinten coming on the table.
Well, I don't think we'll see Yannick Beaufils come back to the table in this frame.
Yellow ball's in play.
Quinten looks in the groove at the moment. He's had 2 very difficult matches on the television up to now. He's played Darren Appleton, he's been behind nearly all the way through the match. He started off against Yannick and he's been 4-1 down. And if you thought he was enjoying it before, now he could really enjoy it. He's 2 frames in front.
They've seen it all before. And now all our British pool fans at home are seeing it all. The emergence of one great Australian pool player. To the center of the pocket, and Quinten Hann has now won 6 in a row, 7 of the last 8, leading Yannick Beaufils 7 frames to 4. And as I said, the fundamentals impeccable.
And actually, you can hear all the French who are pushing Yannick to come back in the game and to go for it, because he can't let Quinten go too far.
Break, leading 7 frames to 4.
Center of the table break off. Nothing down. A little more reason to smile this time, though. You can afford the odd one when you're 7-4 in front. But this was happening as well when he was 3-0 and 4-1 down in this match.
Well, if Yannick Beaufils fails to win this frame, I think that's the end of it. He needs to clear these balls. He's up against a 6 frame in a row run from Quinten Hann, and he needs to stop it, and he needs to stop it now.
This was a good pot. Played it with a little bit of right-hand side as he looks.
I think you can see his way to the yellow in the centre at the top of the table there. Well, in the centre of the three, on the right-hand side, that is. Just a gentle stun.
And what you see there is the direct result of what Quinten Hann is doing to Yannick Beaufils. He's put him under immense pressure, and the doubts are creeping in.
And not only that, what's interesting about that shot is I said earlier about Yannick likes to roll the balls in. He doesn't stun the ball about. He had no option then because he had his cue up in the air, the cue butt. He was forced to stun the ball in, and it's not his shot.
Since the semi-final, is the first clear shot he missed, because all the time this kind of shots was on, you know, was on the pocket. Miss it, and I hope he will come back in the game.
This frame very similar to a frame we saw earlier. In fact, the last one that Yannick won, where the red ball on the side cushion leaves natural position to land on the black.
Almost a look of resignation there. Wiped its feet, but the welcome mat was out. And on, the Aussie blitz continues. 7 frames in a row, and Quinten Hann leading 8 frames to 4. There's Yannick. If he's to see any way through in the semi-final, he needs to have some positive things happen to him. The controls, unfortunately, are not in his hands anymore.
I think we're almost at the stage now where he wants to get out of that arena. I don't think he thinks he can get these 6 frames. He needed to lead Quinten up, which he did. He didn't get far enough in front, and now I think the game's up.
Seconds. Red ball's in play.
Well, that won't make the finish any easier.
He's 8-4 down, but I think that everything is still possible because, you know, the red clearance is not really easy. I would say it's tough clearance. And then Quinten preferred to assure the shot and to have a chance to go for the clearance later on. But Yannick now has to take the comeback, and why not to take only 1 frame? Maybe he will let him coming back in the game.
Well, I admire the defence of your teammate, but it's all over for me, Eric. I'm sorry.
And I believe it's never finished before the 10th black is in.
Well, I don't think it's going to be long.
Don't think he intended that to drop, just wanted it over the corner. Again, establishing firm ground.
30 seconds.
That is very well thinking. In the one shot, he has the bottom left pocket, one yellow behind, one shot, put two red in a good situation, and then just wait now. The own turn to come back on the table and go for the clearance, I think.
And there's nothing easy for Yannick. There's a few balls he can pot. He's going to, at some stage, have to... There's a yellow ball on the left-hand side cushion. He desperately needs to double that one across to the opposite corner pocket.
30 seconds.
And if he can cover that pocket, he may be able to buy himself some time to win the frame. Or perhaps the yellow by the black can achieve the same. The only thing is, if he plays that one and fails, he opens up the black.
And I don't know if the yellow just near the black can go in the bottom right pocket. Otherwise, he's got the other opportunity. No, he can't. And then he got the opportunity maybe to pocket in the same pocket as the yellows go now.
It doesn't look to me like it goes anywhere. Well, it may pot now. It may pot inside the two reds over the pocket. He's having a look at that now. At least it could be placed there at some stage. It's the double now. He'll be playing this double in such a way that if he doesn't pot it, he'll hopefully leave it over the corner.
Come on, Mike, come on. Show us.
Achieved nothing positive from that shot. All he's done is leave all Quinten Hann's reds available. Another look at it. That needed to be either in the pocket or over it.
And if Quinten can execute these last 6 balls,
I think what he wants to do here, Alan, even is try and clip the black out. It almost looked like he had the angle to be able to play into the yellow and black, unless it is available to the right center.
I'm certain it's available to the center. That's why he's left that one red ball there. When it comes to finishing the balls off, he's very, very good. Reads the table. He's left his last ball there. And when it comes to cueing that white ball, there's just nobody any better. Just without any effort at all, he screwed the distance of the table. And every shot that Quinten plays, you could just play a nice easy pot and just land in a gap. He doesn't. He plays the right amount of side, the right amount of everything on the ball to get perfect position. And the pot's still going to the center of the pockets.
And that he's doing. It is like shelling peas for the 22-year-old Aussie. One frame away from his first Embassy World Championship pool final. And the long red stunned over very nicely for the 8 to the center.
What a spectacular player he is.
And how Quinten Hann would like to clear up from the break and take himself into the final of the Embassy World Championships.
Yes, he would finish with an exclamation mark should he do that. Not this year. But all the colors heading the top side of the table. That's a mighty break.
Well, the yellows are all available, but if the last few frames have been anything to go by, Yannick has been finding a problem somewhere.
Well, I think you might have hit it right on the head, Alan. I think Yannick could just as soon be out of the arena, somewhere possibly enjoying a beer and relaxing, because right now he's having no fun at all.
At the end of this match, I mean, I'm certain he'll lose this match, but either way, he can go away from this competition. He wouldn't have dreamed of being in the semi-final. He's going to be a star in his own country. He's only 20 years of age. You know, he can go away and hold his head up high. He may feel gutted for half an hour for the evening, but I'm sure by tomorrow morning, he'll be quite proud of what he's achieved.
Definitely. Anyway, you know, he's really proud to be the first French to reach this level of a competition. And he made it before the 21st century. And he's only 20 years of age. I'm sure that in France we've got lots of young players who will come in the years, you know, who come. And we hope they will do the same or maybe much more than he did.
So you think you'll get another one, Eric, before the 22nd century?
Touching back.
We hope so, and we are working for that.
I'm sure you will as well. And here's a perfect example of what we've seen from Yannick. He's lost all confidence. He's lost the white ball. He would just sooner be off the table.
Seconds.
Well, the long, slow walk back to the chair. An all too familiar sight for Yannick Beaufils in the last hour, hour and a half. He's lost 9 of the last 10 frames, 8 in a row. And that's where he finds himself, firmly up against it now. 10-4, 9-4 sore behind. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But this would be some kind of finish if Quinten Hann could complete this one. Try and clear the yellow here, Alan?
Yes, I think he might try and do that. It's the option of doing that or try and just putting it over the pocket, and who knows with Quinten. And let's talk of his performance in this match. It's been absolutely superb. And now he's commandeering the balls. Some sort of orchestra leader there.
Sensing the kill, I feel.
I tell you, this player is really a rock. And I'm not sure that somebody will be able to beat him in this 99th World Championship. Because what he made, 9 clearances in a row without leaving any chance to the opponent, that is really a performance, totally performance.
Well, it's a great game of ours, Paul. Doesn't matter how good you are if the balls aren't kind to you, and they haven't been kind to Quinten off the breaks. It's only his brilliance that's pulled it out. Then you can lose, and Terry Hunt will be aware of that, and he'll not be lying over in the final. It's a little bit short on that, but he's potted these balls so well. These thin cuts. I can give him the commentator's curse. And once again, so sweet.
The applause is starting. And it will follow Quinten Hann right through to the final. He has defeated a very game Yannick Beaufils. 10 frames to 4 and through to the final, where he will meet Terry Hunt of Sheffield for the 1999 Embassy Whirlpool crown.
Well, the man from Down Under is on top of the world. It's his birthday and he's through to the final. Brilliant stuff by Quinten Hann, and well-deserved as well. He came back from 4-1, and Tony, I think that's the point. He held himself together under pressure, and then we saw the best. Well,
Yannick had a great start, 4-1 up. Quinten Hann steps up to the table, 9 frames in a row. What can you do against it?
And let's not be forgetting Yannick's performance, because throughout this tournament he's been the surprise, and nobody expected him to get this far. He's 20 years old, he's got a big future ahead of him.
That's right. Alan Bartlett made the point in commentary when he said he can go about the front, he's going to be a big star in his own country. He's only 20 years of age, and I'll tell you what, he's got a good few years ahead of him, and he'll be back again. Well, it's a big prize to get to the final. His other big prize, of course, the chance to talk to Estelle Matthews.
Thanks, Jonathan. Well, look at what's behind me, a very proud man. Listen, you took your time, didn't you, Quinten? But you just cruised through the second half of that match.
Yeah, I started off a bit tentative, and Yannick didn't miss a ball to go, I think, 4-1 up. Then after that, I settled down, I felt really comfortable, and the second session, it felt like I was just playing at home.
I want to know what magic you took in the break. You went out there, you came back, and your confidence was soaring.
Well, it's my break. My break's been terrible the last few matches on the bigger tables. I went out to the practice table and I fixed it, controlling the white a bit better, and so I thought, at least if I can put one off the break, I can run racks like that's what I usually do.
Well done. Now you've got to meet Terry Hunt, the final. Can you do it?
Of course I can.
Why are you so confident?
No, I'm starting to play a lot better now. Back in Australia is where everyone's seen me, you know, play my best. And I've been a bit nervous playing over here, but now I'm just starting to calm down and I'm playing, yeah, very good pool.
Look forward to seeing that happen. Well done.
Thanks.
Pool is really his game. Back to the studio, Jonathan.
Thanks, Estelle. No question about it. Yes, I've never seen him look more comfortable. He's played snooker, of course, and done very well at that. But he really does feel at home playing 8-ball pool, and he's showing why. He's just mentioned, you saw the smile there, he knows he could win this. Terry Hunt was watching in the audience. I don't think I could have done that. I'd have been in my room quaking, but that's got to have frightened him.
I think so, yes. I think Terry should have avoided watching this semi-final. I mean, if he was looking for a confidence booster, that wasn't it.
How's it going to go in the final? Obviously, it sounds like you're going to be going for Quinten Hann as well.
Well, I wouldn't say that too quickly. Terry Hunt's a great player. I've played Terry in like many a professional event. I've played him in the semi-finals of the World Championships before. Terry Hunt, he'll get his head sorted, and he's a really accomplished player, but he's got his work cut out with Quinten.
It's going to be a great atmosphere. We can be assured of that. The Australians will be coming out on force to cheer on Quinten Hann, and he's up against the man who, of course, went to the semi-finals 3 times, but finally made it to the final in Terry Hunt. It's going to be a very, very interesting men's final, just what the world of 8-ball pool wants. I wouldn't want to miss this one. Until then, from all of us here in Blackpool, good night.